Alright, what's up everybody? My name is Alex and today I am giving you a comprehensive guide to complete the solo Easter egg on the Darkest Shore. This is a guide for solo players only. I plan on doing this for every Easter egg along the way with every zombies mode from now on. I wanted to wait until I had played the map for a couple of weeks and really understood it before making this guide. I've watched many other people play it and I think I figured out a very good way to achieve the goal of heading to the boss fight every time without fail. The boss fight, on the other hand, is very tricky. I'm not the best at it, but I will do my best to give you the sound advice. Let's just get right into it. Okay, so first I want to start out with the loadout. Your loadout should be frontline. This is definitely the best one. Shell shock is okay too, but definitely frontline. We want to use specialist training, vicious, determination, but if you are not into specialist training, you could also use fully loaded, resourceful, hoarder, and then there's this one, hand to hand, which is also pretty good as well. So that's the loadout I strongly recommend. You're also going to want to use the 9mm SAP, and your lethals are going to be sticky grenades. You're also going to want to make sure you customize your pistol. So here I have full metal jacket and high caliber, extended mag, and advanced rifling. That way I have my range that's optimized and my damage is maxed out. We're also going to be using the M1A1 carbine because it has a larger clip capacity, and then once you pack-a-punch that, it'll get even bigger. So we're going to use extended mag, rapid fire, high caliber, and steady aim. If you want to adjust anything, I would maybe take off steady aim and use full metal jacket, but this is a pretty good setup. You're just going to save a ton of time reloading if you use the M1A1 instead of the SVT or the M1 Grand. So for consumables, you don't have to, but they definitely help. I definitely recommend using double points and also Blitz Machine coupon because you want to get this Easter egg done as early as possible. So the sooner you have all your perks and your setup and you can open up the whole map, the better off you're going to be. And I think that does it for our setup. All right, so I want to give a few pieces of advice before we load up the map. One, pick a main character so you can hear the vocal cues for when you pick up the fuses for Pack-a-Punch and when you're shooting the U-boats. 2, the goal of this Easter egg is to get to the boss fight as early as possible so that the zombies and the Meuchlars are not as strong. Number 3, try to be set up with perks and Pack-a-Punch weapons and have the whole map open as soon as possible. That's why we want to have double points on and the Blitz Machine coupon. Number 4, if you're using frontline with determination, try to not buy armor so that you can have it at a low price during the boss fight in case things aren't really going so well. Also use frontline a lot in the beginning to melee zombies and get more points if you feel free. It'll just help you get ahead in the game, and you're also getting free shield. And if you have specialist training on, then you're gonna get your specialist ability pumped up a lot. So also, my biggest piece of advice, do not get the radio from the pilot after he crashes. Just wait, I'll explain later in the video, but just do not get the radio from the pilot when he crashes. Okay, so now before we get into all the steps of the Easter egg, I am going to show you the locations of a few parts. All right, now let's go over where everything is so when I start telling you the steps, you won't have to pause or anything. So first, this is the way I like to open up the map. I like to start with the beach, obviously. We go up the steps. We're going to open this door, obviously, as well. Instead of going this way, we are going to go down towards the U-boat pen, past the Type 100, turn on the first power switch next to the buildable saw table. We're going to run up here. We're not going to open that door. We're going to keep going up by Pack-a-Punch. Open up the door by double tap. Open up the door by the M1 Garand. Open up the door by Stamina Up. And then you can choose which door you want to open up here. I usually open this one. This is into Bunker 2. And we'll turn on power over here. And one more thing about opening up the map. The doors I do not open on this map until later are this one by Electric Cherry. I do not open this one by the combat shotgun, the SVT, and the radio part. And I only open one of the doors to the bunker 2, so you can choose which one you want to ultimately. Right, now I'm going to show you the location for the Ripsaw. There is a blade piece over here by Pack-a-Punch. It's right on this man. You can see it right there. Pick that up. There is also some pieces in the bunker. It's the handle. And so the handle's in the bunker. One location is right here next to the power switch. One location is here next to the record player, which it's there in this instance. And then the other location is over here by Slappy Taffy. And if you make your way down here by the grease gun towards the U-boat pen, you will see the saw table that you have to build it and charge the souls. The locations for the radio parts are as follows. There is one right here on this man next to the combat shotgun, the door we don't open, the SVT area. The location for the second part of the radio is going to be right above this archway. The plane will crash into this mountain, or this cliff rather, and the pilot will be hanging there with a piece of the radio, but do not get that until later in the Easter egg. We want to avoid getting that part at all costs. Now there are various panels that have fuses underneath them that you're going to need to blow up for the Pest step when you achieve his spine. This is a panel right here you need to blow up with a sticky grenade. There's one here, and there is one on the other side of the U-boat pen. There is one right here above the bunker where the U-boat pen leads to. There's one here above the mystery box. There is one here above bunker 2. And there is one here above this wall by. Piece of advice, you can use any explosive primarily in the game to open these up, except for the Colt 1911s and the bazookas, but you can use the artillery weapons, the bomber zombies, and your sticky grenades. Now here are the locations of the perks. There's double tap, here is stamina up, here is slappy taffy, quick reload, electric cherry, and quick revive. All right, now let's go over the locations for the third son of Nerthus. There's one up here. There's one right here at this rock, right there. There's another location right here. Another location here. Another location there. Another location here. And the final location is right there. Now we're going to go over the Meuchlar hiding areas. He's definitely here a lot. I think I've seen him over here before. I've seen him here up the stairs from the beach. I have seen him over here. I have seen him here. He also hides here sometimes. A very common place is by the Pack-a-Punch machine. I can't remember if he hides in here. I think I may have seen him there. He has been here before, right in front of this artillery gun. He has been over here by the STG. He hides over here by the big artillery gun. And I've also seen him over there. So those are just some of the common places for the Meuchlar when you get his spine. Right. And to build Pack-a-Punch, I start up here. I think this is the Garand. I take it to the beach, so I make sure it says Strand. This way I can get the monk head and the fuse at the same time. All right, in this instance we were not lucky, but that's okay. There was the first fuse piece. That bright green thing, he will let you know if you achieved it or not. Make sure this is set to U-boat. We'll go to the U-boats now. See the piece right here on the ground. Make sure this is set to Graben. We'll grab the last piece. And now we'll be right back to the Pack-a-Punch machine. Just saves a lot of time. It's a very quick, painless process. Grab the last piece in this cage. As you can notice, the character gives you a quote, letting you know you achieved it. If you play with the special characters, there is no quote. Now, Pack-a-Punch is ready to go. All right, now that we have given advice, given you a loadout, shown you a few locations of things around the map, let's get into the actual Easter egg, and I'll give you a step-by-step process of how I go about achieving everything. So first, on round 0, this is a trick from Glitching Queen and her crew. You want to hoard up all the zombies on the beach and lead them all the way into the corner by quick revive. You don't want to kill anything. and then you want to run away to the other side of the beach, and they will all despawn. And don't worry if you miss one or two, you can just lead them the other way and then run to the opposing side, and they will all despawn, the round will end, and then all of these zombies will spawn in round 1, and you can use them to get full points by killing them with your shovel. Now that we're on round 1, you want to hoard up all the zombies, pull out your shovel, and now the zombies from round 0 are going to spawn in and be full points. So if you have your double points, activate it, and you'll get around 7k points on this initial round. You're going to want to stay on the beach until round 4, kill all the zombies on round 4 except for one, and then start opening up the map. The fog will trigger and more zombies will spawn in, which is a good thing. So if you take the path that I recommended earlier, all the zombies will spawn in, you can kill them for extra points and get a spine to charge the Ripsaw. So our goal now is to open up Pack-a-Punch and build the saw. We want to go from the top area to the beach to the U-boats, then back to the top area. At this point, you should have the monk head and all 3 fuses in the parts for the saw. So go build Pack-a-Punch in the saw, kill more zombies if you must to buy the Ripsaw, and grab a spine from the zombie and insert it in the table and start collecting souls. Once the saw is upgraded, go and collect the head outside by the staircase near Pack-a-Punch. You want to shoot it with the Ripsaw, and the head will fall off. You go and grab it, and you can place it on the door in the U-boat area with the body hanging there. This is also the time where you want to start getting perks and upgrading your weapons. The sooner you are prepared, the better. It also makes the fire sequence a lot easier. So you should buy your perks and upgrade your weapons in this order. Quick Revive, Double Tap, Pack-a-Punch your 9mm SAP, then buy Stamina Up, and then Quick Reload. If you do not have enough points, get more until you can at least Pack-a-Punch and have Double Tap and Quick Revive. Complete the fire sequence, buy the remaining perks after the Stukas come and attack you. If you haven't already, place the head on the body door. This door takes exactly 10 kills to open and will automatically start the next round, so if you want to maximize your points or you want to be more prepared, kill 9 zombies to charge the door, then kill more zombies away from the door, save one, and kill it when you are ready to go into the fire sequence. Now you should begin the fire sequence and try your best not to kill zombies, because the further we progress into the rounds, the worse off you will be for the boss fight. So finish the sequence and use your 9mm SAP to murder the Brenner and then progress to the Stuka step. Now that the Stukas are coming in, after Dr. Straub tells you about them, you should run upstairs. Do not buy any perks or upgrade weapons if you haven't done that already, because you will die from the airplanes shooting you. Go to the furthest artillery gun by the edge pointing over the beach, shoot the giant rock in front of you, which is where the first son of Nerthus is. It will land on the beach where you spawned in. On solo, it takes about 2 groups of plane attacks, and then you'll see a lone plane off in the distance shooting his turret, and this will be around over the beach. You want to shoot that, and then you're ready to get off the turret and move on. And the plane that you shoot last is going to crash into the mountain above Electric Cherry, and do not grab the radio from him yet. Do not shoot that Ripsaw at his arm. You want to wait. I'll explain why in a little bit. Now you should go and find the son of Nerthus in the rocks. This is the 3rd one technically, but it's the 2nd rock out of 3 that we've achieved so far. So you want to go to the beginning of the video if you want to see all the locations. In this clip, I'm just showing you where I happen to get it, but it can be in any of the other locations. Sometimes it takes all 9, sometimes you get it first try, just depends. And once you have this 2nd rock, you can place it either by the beach or the top mound, depending on how you want to use the minecart to open the ritual room. Now that we have 2 of the son of Nerthus, we are ready to move on to the spine step with the monk head. So everyone freaks out during the step, but if you follow my basic instructions, you'll understand how it works, and then you can make your own method to complete this. Because the truth is, there is no one way or no right way to do this part. My advice is to make your decisions based on what round you are on. But one thing that I must insist is make sure the Meuchlar is the last spine you get. Also, when you're doing the Wustling and the Pest spine step, make sure you have about 3 to 5 zombies saved before you begin, and I'll explain why as we go on. Now remember, this all depends on your situation, but if I could give a basic general order of how to do these last Easter egg steps, it would be as follows. Get the regular zombie spine to get the 2nd son of Nerthus. Then do the Wustling or the Pest step, depending on which round you're on. Then the Meuchlar, then the artillery bomber last. When you are getting the zombie spine, make sure there is a low number of zombies on the map so they do not kill him, and he will spawn in the 2nd son of Nerthus Nerthus. You'll attack him, grab his spine, place it in the bucket. He will run to the beach and pull it out of the water. Take 2 of the 3 stones and place them in the ritual door. Do not open the door yet because it'll force you into the next round, so you should complete the Wustling or the Pest spine, whichever one you're doing first, and then open the door with the final stone. This way, when you start the ritual for the Wustling or the Pest, all of the Meuchlars will die and you won't even have to worry about them. Alright, so for the sake of moving things along, we're going to start with the Wustling spine first. So grab his spine, place it in the bucket, wait for him to spawn in and bring your 3 to 5 zombies over to him and let them get attached to him and kill every zombie except for one. Bring him along this specific path. Double tap, slappy taffy, stamina up, and quick revive. In the video, I'm going to show the pathing of how you should walk specifically, but the general route is from the U-boat pen, up the stairs by the grease gun, up the stairs towards Pack-a-Punch, then grab double tap. Then you're going to want to walk towards the M1 Garand, hop off the ledge, walk towards the bunker number 2, and grab slappy taffy. Then you're going to want to walk back to stamina up, grab stamina up, and then take whichever way you'd like to go down and get quick revive down at the beach. After you have done this, take your last stone, place it in the door, make sure the Meuchlars die, the round will force to the next round, kill all the Wustlings, grab his head and place it on the hook. I recommend activating frontline during all 4 ritual ceremonies to make sure they end as quickly as possible because it can get really crazy down there. Also, you do not have to place all the heads on the hooks right away. You can do this at the end when you get the monk head to place it on the 4th hook. Now that we have completed the Wustling spine, let's get to the Pest spine and place it in the bucket and keep our little horde of 3 to 5 zombies. A little piece of advice, anticipate the Pest's next location as he is running around the map. The Pest will run around to 5 different locations and I'll explain how this works as we go along. First, he stands over by the Thompson and you'll need to stand to the left of the pillar facing outside of the map and shoot the blue fuses with your Ripsaw when the Pest is standing to the right of that pillar. Then he will run across the U-boat pen and stand kind of next to the area of the trap, and you need to shoot the yellow fuses above the minecart, which will bounce off the purple ones behind you and hit the Pest. You want to keep a small horde of zombies in case you accidentally kill some during this process with the Ripsaw. That way you won't have to go to the next round. The third location the Pest runs is by Electric Cherry. Once he is standing in the area of that small little archway, you have to stand above the yellow fuses on the ledge and shoot the ones above you that are also in front of you. They will ricochet and hit the Pest in the archway. The 4th location, it's a little tricky, so I'll do my best to explain. He runs to the top of the map and into the bunker area. He needs to be standing by the STG, but this can be a little tricky because you have to stand on the other side of the map. Sometimes the Pest will stand in the little nook by the power switch or the area where we picked up the Ripsaw handle, so just be attentive to where he is. You'll need to stand in the corner by the artillery gun that we used earlier during the Stuka step and shoot the yellow fuses in front of you. The saw blade triple ricochets and eventually will hit the Pest. Sometimes this takes a couple of tries, but my best advice is to anticipate that he is going to be running there, shoot it ahead of time, and by the time it ricochets, it will hit him. The final location is down by the U-boat pen, and you need to get ahead of him on this one for sure, and you need to run down and stand right there by the saw table in this little nook by the battery. Once he runs down the stairs, wait like 1, maybe 2 seconds, and then shoot the yellow fuses in front of you, which will ricochet and hit him as he's running across the U-boat pen next to the propellers. I usually shoot 2 discs here just to be safe. Then I go to the ritual room and kill the Pest, grabbing the head and hanging it on the hook. Now we are on to the Meuchlar spine. Remember when I said 45 times that you do not want to grab the radio from the pilot? Well, here is why. Grabbing the radio from the pilot will automatically trigger the fog, and then you can spawn in a Meuchlar in the boat pen. It's way freaking easier than force spawning in a Meuchlar in that tiny little ritual room. You can do that if you want, but it's tough. If you wait long enough in there with a zombie running around, the Meuchlar will spawn in there and you can do your best to kill it, but it's hard and he'll run away if you get out of that room. So it's better to do it this way, I promise. And so now that you force the fog to roll in, go up to the U-boat pen, give the Meuchlar a couple shots with your M1A1 carbine, Pack-a-Punched of course, turn on frontline and charge that son of a bitch. Once you have his spine, place it in the bucket and you are ready for the next step. If you want to make this easier, then you can use that hand-to-hand combat mod that helps with frontline. It will kill the Meuchlar in one step. All right, so now that you've placed the spine in the bucket and we are doing the process to get to the ritual, I'll explain how that goes in a moment. And if you want to know the locations of where the Meuchlar can be during this area in the fog, go back to the beginning of the video where I put the locations. Go back to the beginning of the video where I listed the locations for all that stuff at the beginning. So I've only messed this part up one other time, but you do need to listen to the loud screaming sound and which direction it's coming from. It's a little tricky because he is hard to spot in the fog and there's another Meuchlar trying to kill you and the Meuchlar you're trying to save. Once you find him, shoot him and he will run to the next location, and you have to do this 3 times. Once you do this, go into the ritual room, kill the Meuchlar, and I definitely recommend having frontline and even Jack in the boxes. Then grab his head, hang it up. All right, now you've done the 3 main rituals. Now just grab the monk head by the U-boat pen, take it back to the ritual room, hang it up on that 4th hook, and complete the final ritual to get the pommel. So you'll see that empty hook right when you walk in. Place the monk head on there. The door will close behind you and just kill the zombies in the center pool, and you'll collect blood all the way to the top of that little pool area. Once you do that, the statue will reveal Barbarossa's pommel. Go up to it, grab it, and get the fuck out of there. So we've pretty much done everything in the Easter egg thus far. So now it is time to activate the artillery bomber. Usually when you finish a ritual, it'll make you go to the next round. So if you can get to the U-boat pen quickly enough and activate the artillery bomber, then you probably won't get forced into the next round, but it depends. So it's up to you how you really want to do this. You can wait till the end of a round, have 1 zombie left, spawn in the bomber, and then it'll force you to the next round. But once he spawns in, you need to protect him until he goes all the way up to bunker 2 by the big artillery gun and drops off that battery so you can charge the shots to eliminate the U-boats. You just want to collect enough zombie souls in there to get 2 to 3 shots off in the big artillery gun. Just don't end the round, whatever you do. Remember, you want to get to the boss fight as quickly as possible and not by round 20 or else you're not going to beat it. So make sure you have 1 or 2 zombies left, and on the screen, I'm going to put an image that tells you exactly how you need to place the levers so that you can adjust the gun and shoot the U-boats and get them on your first try. I did not make this, and I'm not taking credit for something I didn't make. It's a perfect cheat sheet, and I've never missed using this. Once you have shot all the U-boats, place the radio down in the corner by the mystery box. Throw the pommel at the radio and hit square X or F to enter the boss fight. All right, I'm going to be honest about the boss fight. I really suck at it. I really just understand how to get to it every time fairly well. All that happens is you'll spawn in, you will see the Meuchlars. You just want to try to get as many headshots as you can with your M1A1 carbine. Do not be afraid to use the pommel. Always be running. Try to run away as much as you can from the Meuchlars. Shoot them from afar and then run away so they don't attack you. Whenever a round ends, you'll notice because the fog will lift and a max ammo may spawn, but then once the fog comes back in, you need to get on the minecart and go to the next area. You'll start at the beach, you'll go to the U-boat pen, then you'll go to the upper area of the map, and then you'll go back down to the beach for the final area. And every time you go to a new area, the Meuchlars get weaker. So the best way to do this is with frontline and try obviously to not go down. Self-revives will really help. On the beach, you can buy quick revive if you need to. When you get into the U-boat pen, the fire isn't as bad as you would think. It's mostly just how crowded it is, which makes it difficult. When you get in there, just kill the Brenner as fast as you can. Once that sequence is done in the U-boat pen, the stairs will open up and you can grab the specialist power-up. Fill up your specialist meter, go get some more armor, which is right next to the Ripsaw buildable table. Get back on the minecart and go to the top part of map. This part's actually the easiest. Just shoot the hell out of the Meuchlars. It goes by pretty quickly. It's not too difficult. There's armor there, so you'll probably not go down. Then after they all go away and the fog lifts, get back on the minecart. Once the fog comes back in, you can go down to the beach, and then all you got to do is just spam all 3 of them with ammo. And if you have all your self revives, you can go down twice and keep buying more quick revives if you need to. There's not a real good strategy to this. It's just headshots with the M1A1 carbine, spam them to hell with all the ammo. Make sure you have your 9mm SAP because that thing is great for sticky situations. It's a lot better than the 1911 Colts because the splash damage doesn't really do much and you run out of ammo really fast. So I'm gonna let this boss fight continue so you can see how terrible I did. I hope this video helped you in some way. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and tell me if you want me to keep making more videos like this.
For my soul.